So I just stubbed my toe walking literally from the camera to here on the bar. And it's one of those pains, right? Like it happens and the actual injury itself, it didn't hurt that bad, but then you get this pain that sort of intensifies and continues for like a good 20 seconds. But that 20 seconds feels like an eternity because it wasn't that big of an injury. Like I feel like my body is being unnecessarily dramatic. Why are you still hurting? Why are you hurting more? And then immediately stops. You know that kind of pain I'm talking about? You know? You get it? I feel like you get it. It's the most annoying pain in the world. It's like hitting your funny bone thing there. It's terrible. That just happened. That's all. Let's talk about what we're making today in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You're at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 176 of 365 days of soap and day 8 of 10 days of thanks. We'll definitely be talking about 10 days of thanks in just a minute, but first let's talk about what we're doing today and why. So, I had a girlfriend who dropped off this lotion base that she got from Brambleberry. She bought it about 3 months ago. And she's like, I don't know why I bought it. I don't understand. It's, whatever. Do you want it? And I'm like, sure. Because I wanted to experiment with how far you can push a lotion base until everything falls out of solution and it's a big old mess. So we're going to play with some really weird recipes inside a lotion base to see if we can really up the awesome of what looks to be a pretty thin, kind of shitty lotion base and make it, creamier and more lotiony, more moisturizing, more things. So we're playing today. Let's go check out the vid and see how everything goes. So we are doing weird stuff with lotion bar bases or lotion bar, stop it. Liquid lotion bases today. So this is what we're going to do. All of that stuff. And it's going to get real weird with the shea at 40%. Maybe, probably. I don't know. We're going to find out. But here's the thing. I went ahead and looked up lotion bases on Brambleberry, Bulk Apothecary, Wholesale Supplies Plus, Crafter's Choice, something else. And anyway, all of their lotion bases, like the things that you can just buy, I have noticed have always been really shitty. Like, they're very shitty. I'm sorry, but they're thin. They're just not good bases. Like, make a lotion. But some people might not want to make a lotion. They might be afraid of the lotion process. And so that's fine. For those reasons, the lotion bases exist. But for all of these websites and all of these lotion bases that they had offered, I saw that the max amount of things that you could put into the lotion base was 5%. And realistically, like 90% of the ones I looked up said no more than 1%. And so that's just the scent at that point. That's all you're messing with at that point is just the scent. And I have always been big curious about this lotion base, thing. And since, one of my girlfriends gave me a lotion base that she bought and, had some regrets about it. I did intentionally say regrets. For those of you who like to make fun of me for mispronouncing things. That one was intentional. I decided to see just how far we could push these limits with what you can reasonably do with a lotion base. And so that's what we are doing today, because 10% is wildly more than 5%. It's like double that percent, and it's way more than 1%. And so I want to see if it's going to, these things are going to fall out of emulsion throughout all of this, and if we're going to end up with like a gloopy, nasty mess. And so for the first thing, I decided to go with 10% shea. And so what I did was I took the 4-ounce total that I was willing to make for this weird test and, multiplied that by 10%. And that gave me the amount for both the shea and the obsidian oil, because that's what I'm doing. One with a butter and one with an oil at 10%. And then one with a mix of oil and butter, the same oil, the same butter. And then one getting real weird with shea butter at 40% of that total 4-ounce batch. And so with all of this, I decided that it was best to sort of treat the lotion base like a regular lotion. And instead of just whisking it in or folding it in with a spatula, to go ahead and take the actual whisk blender thing to it, the whisk attachment for the stick blender, to really make sure that it's all incorporated. Also, you've noticed with all of this probably that I am making just measurements with my temp gun, seeing how much everything, how much it all weighs. It's not weighs. Heats. How hot it is. God, I'm stupid. And I am going above the recommended temperature rating for all of these lotions right now, these lotion bases. And the only problem with doing that, I mean, I did it intentionally to make it easier to pour into the containers. And the only problem with doing that, and the reason why these lotion bases say don't take it over like 120 or 140 degrees, is because of the preservative that's in the lotion base itself. Because remember, a lotion is primarily water. And when you're messing with a product that is mostly water, you're going to have to put a preservative in. Otherwise, all manner of disgusting things are going to grow on your product, in your product, and nobody wants that. So if you heat it too high, you could be killing off that preservative. So if I were to do this, like to sell to people, I would put 0.5% of a preservative back into the batch based on total batch weight to ensure that the preservative is still there and intact and is not going to, rot on the end user, because that would freaking suck. So this is my thinking with all of this. And I just really did want to play with this and see what we are messing with at this point. So this one currently is the 5% oil and the 5% butter. And as you can see, it gets really thick, which I really like, right? Like I was looking at that and going, well, if that dries down, if that cools down, that could be kind of a decent, just spreadable body butter. So you put that into an actual container instead of the squeeze bottle, right? That you can just kind of scoop some stuff out of. You understand what I'm talking about. You've seen those containers. They're called something specific. Don't know what it is. Anyway, and so I was very curious to check out the one that's at 40% shea, because I'm thinking that could be a cool way to make a body butter. And also for that, if those are your purposes for a lotion base, in and of itself, like if you're going to make a lotion, I think you should just make a lotion from scratch because it's cheaper to do it that way. But, if you have lotion base that you want to mess with, I'm thinking this 40%, shea butter might be a cool way to make an awesome body butter or a really nice emollient face cream, something like that, out of a lotion base. Again, assuming that you know and like the ingredients that are in the lotion base anyway, because they're all pretty varied. And I always have big issues with lotion in general because the biggest thing is, water. Although I'm shooting myself in the foot because I made lotions this year. The Sudsers filled out a poll on the newsletter what they wanted. Did they want a lotion bar? Did they want a scrubby lotion? Did they want just a lotion, a regular lotion like that? And 60% said this. And so we give the people what they want. This is not what's in my kits this year, by the way. I made proper lotion from scratch. But, you know, this is playing and, you know, whatever. Anyway, so if you're going to make a lotion, I recommend making it from scratch. But if you don't want to, you don't feel comfortable, yeah, you can do some cool stuff with a lotion base. Maybe, probably. Something cooler that's above 1%, right? I also love how all of the steam has been coming from this the entire time. It's been very fun. Everything looks like it's super hot. The reason why so much steam is actually happening right now is because in the soap shop, it is like 45 degrees, and I'm not kidding. And so any amount of heat is going to produce steam. Let's go test these. Okay, so yes, this is test 1. So this has cooled down for like 2 hours, and now I want to see what it looks like, if there's any separation or whatnot going on in this. And, you know, I mean, maybe it's my dirty mind. Maybe it's something. This kind of looks gross. Whatever. Anyway, just wanted to show you there's no separation going on in any of these bottles. And so that's cool. I like that. Like, so far, so good. We can get behind that. Also looks a little gross. It's weird. Do you guys remember that? Never mind. I'm not even going to point you to that video, but the thumbnail of that particular video was pretty freaking disgusting and not one of my best. And that's saying something because I've made some crap thumbnails. Anyway, this is the test 1, so 10% shea, and this is actually really nice. Like, I enjoy this. It penetrates into the skin very easily. No residue left behind. I don't feel sticky. I don't feel greasy. Every time I talk about a lotion, my God, or a stick blender, great, cool. So this is the 10% oil blend. So again, we added to the total weight of the whatever 10%, right? You're not supposed to do that with lotion bases. And that is just delightful too. It's a little bit more greasy than I would like for a lotion. And so I'm thinking a butter, like a shea or a mango, might be the way to go. But, you know, it's not bad. It's definitely better than the first test with just the lotion itself, just the lotion base, because that felt very drying, like immediately. Now this consistency I really like. Like, I dig this consistency here. And this is the 5% oil, 5% butter. And it's beautiful. It feels very nourishing on the skin, does not feel dry, does not feel sticky. And this one would be the 40% shea. So this would be the one that we'd really expect to see a fail, like a full fail in. And it's not. It's very creamy. This, again, could be something that you could theoretically put into a jar instead of a squeeze bottle and sell as some kind of body butter, something that someone can scoop as opposed to something that someone can squeeze. But also, it's squeezed out reasonably well too. So, my God, stop it. So yeah, I mean, all of these actually worked, but I did want them to sit for a few days just to see if they separated after sitting. And so for right now, this is my rank of my faves. Okay, and the second test, and these sat for about 5 days. And you can tell that based on how much more gross my manicure is. Really? Or, you know, maybe I'm lying to you. Whatever. You can think whatever you want. Point is, I let them set for 5 days. And no separation with this guy. So we're not experiencing any sort of weirdness going on within the lotion formulation itself. And these are both, well, the first 3 are at adding 10% of some kind of thing, right? To the lotion. So there's that. And yeah, no, it's very emollient. It's very nice. There's just nothing wrong with any of this. And it spreads nicely. Again, I don't like this one, feels a little more greasy than what I would like. I feel like this would stay on the skin a little bit longer than instead of absorbing. So I probably would never go with like 10% of an oil addition, but 5% of an oil addition and a butter for sure, because that's what we're doing here, 5 and 5 for oil and butter. And that's actually a delightful looking butter lotion thing. That's got some Bath and Body Works lotion vibes to that, doesn't it? It's so much thicker, has so much heft to it than what you would get just with the regular lotion base. And also it doesn't leave that weird white film on your skin, like that you're just you just keep rubbing your skin to rub it in. Also, continuing to rub your skin to get your lotion in, that's a good thing. Like, do that. Circulation is fun. But this is the one that I was most worried about with 40% shea butter addition, and none problems. Really none problems. Again, for this, because I heated up this base so hot, if you're going to start messing with things like this, I would again encourage you to put 0.5% of your preservative, of a good broad spectrum preservative, into this base just to make sure that we don't have any weirdness that grows on it. But no, that's actually, these lotion bases, I don't know exactly why they're being, we're told that you can't do things with them, because I think you can. I think you should. I think this was a weird, fun test, and I enjoyed all of it. And that 40% shea butter, yeah, that's right up there with the 10% shea. I loved them both. And there it is, a whole lot of weird ways to do a whole lot of weird things with the lotion base. It's pretty cool. It's fun. It was informative. And yeah, I actually really ended up liking the one with the shea butter at about 10 extra percent, right? That one for me was the big winner, because just trying this lotion without anything else, it felt kind of dry. It felt like it was actually sucking moisture from my skin. So that's kind of by definition like a cheap lotion. It's something that you're going to see on like in those gift sets from Walmart and shit, right? That nobody ever wants to get because all the product is terrible. Felt like that. But you can absolutely do additives to these lotions, and it was fun testing the limits of these lotion bases just to see how far we could push them. So if you're into buying lotion bases instead of making lotion from scratch, there are some cool ideas. If you are interested in lotion in general, I do think we have some gift sets that have lotion in them this year for the holiday line. I mean, I know I made them, just not 100% sure there are any left because you guys have been cleaning me out. And they're over at soapandclay.com. If you have signed up for the newsletter and you're a preferred sudser, you have a discount code, the Small Business Saturday discount code, already available for the entire holiday line. And you have a chance to, get a freebie, a free gift set thing every day during 10 days of thanks. Today is day 8, and that freebie thing will drop at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So check your emails. If you're not signed up to the newsletter, we do have a couple more days of this if you are interested. Head over there and do the thing. For those of you who have done all of those things, thank you so much. You guys are fun. Like, you legitimately just make being here in this crazy, crazy holiday season so much fun. I get to, well, in this case, I'm basically starting my day with you because we're dropping videos earlier, so you get the information for when the coupon you get it. So really, thank you for making every day so much fun. You guys are awesome. I'm out of here for today, but I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of 10 days of thanks and another round of soapy fun. Bye.